Alright, so I'm going to review the SHOCKSTOP seat post. This is the race version. Okay, the race version only has 20 millimeters of movement and it's very stiff. So let me just go over the rig real fast. What I got here is a gravel bike that I ride probably 90% on the road. And even with 40 millimeter gravel tires, it's quite a shock to have no suspension when you're used to riding a rig like this. Because I'm a mountain biker through and through, bro. But it's not summertime. It's a slop hole and it never dries out. So my theory was get a gravel bike to ride for the winter. Keep my bike legs about me. So I didn't want a seat post that was real squishy and bouncy. I wasn't really looking for suspension as much as something to take the shock off my lower back. You know, like when you hit the cracks in the ground and it goes kapow, kapow, it gets you right in the lower spine if you don't unweight the saddle. That type of shit. You know, and the vibration and everything riding on the road. So this has 20 mils of travel, 20 millimeters. It's about 5/8 of an inch or so, I'd say. Riding the bike, it's rock solid. You can't even tell that you're using it. When it works so smoothly that you don't even realize it's actually doing anything until you get off the bike and go, wow, the road had way less vibration than normal. You know, the texture of certain pavements just chatter through the bike, or, you know, like you hit those expansion cracks that shock your lower back. And you can actually stay seated and it's smooth as butter going over those things. Like it just feels like you're riding on glass, just the smoothest road, even when the road's not. So every time you unweight the saddle, it takes a little energy to stand up, throws off your cadence. I mean, I'm usually riding heart rate zone 4 for about an hour straight, where I didn't even realize zone 2 was a thing until the other day. I guess it's not normal. I mean, in my opinion, if you ain't winning, you're losing. Every day is game day when I'm playing. Even if you're losing to yourself, I push, and this makes such a difference to my lower back. So I got a bad disc in my lower back where some days it just hurts like hell. And this thing is rock solid, barely moves, just enough that 5% of the time that you need something, it kicks in. I'm also running the race version of this stem. You can see the stem. It doesn't even look weird. Like most people wouldn't even notice you're using it. This is also the race version, and I have both of these in the stiffest setting because I just don't want bob. I don't want movement. I only want that emergency cushion. So how does this feel? You don't even know what's on there. Like, even if I push down on the bars, I cannot feel it moving. It doesn't feel like the bars are rolling over or I'm falling forwards. It just takes the chatter out of shitty pavement, you know, or you cross a railroad track, clunk, 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 and everything's just smooth as glass. It doesn't feel wonky, you know. If you're a road guy and you're worried about it being bouncy, you set it up right, there's literally zero bounce. I can bounce on the seat and the only thing I can feel are my tires squishing. But when you slam something hard, it's like a parachute. It saves you, but only when you need it. I really like this. I think it's cool, and I recommend the race version if you're like a more serious rider. If you're a casual rider, you might want one of the lower 2 tiers of the seat posts. You know, like the bottom tier is probably for somebody that uses a 12-inch wide gel saddle on their boardwalk cruiser bike, you know, your fat fanny mother-in-law or something. The middle grade seat post, is probably for the guy that's still riding a 1990s mountain bike and hasn't gotten a dropper post yet. The race version is for people that are more serious, that aren't sure if they want to get this thing or not. They're not sure what's going to happen. Are they going to hate it? Is it going to move too much? And the answer is no. It is rock solid. When it moves, you don't even know it's moving, other than the fact that you go, wow, that didn't hurt. That normally hurts when I do that. So yeah, I recommend buying this thing.